Ever get stuck with, like, just the worst internet when you're traveling?
Oh, tell me about it.
You just want to chuck your phone into the ocean.
Right.
Well, get this. Imagine being on a yacht miles from shore and streaming your favorite show. No buffering, no lag, video chatting, crystal clear. All thanks to the internet beamed down from space. Crazy, right?
It's wild. And what's really fascinating here is that we're not just talking about like smoother YouTube on your yacht, right? This is about changing how everyone connects everywhere, reaching those really remote corners of the world, places where even carrier pigeons are like, dude, I can't even get a signal out here.
Okay, so let's break this down. We've got Elon Musk and Starlink, obviously. They're making waves, literally.
Yeah.
But they're not alone, right? We've got Viasat, Inmarsat. Everyone wants a piece of this space internet action.
Totally. And it is a pretty exciting pie to be fighting over when you think about it. I mean, the tech itself is mind-blowing. Take Starlink, for example. They're using these things called LEOs.
LEOs?
Yeah, low Earth orbit satellites. Basically, they're like these little internet fairy godmothers zipping around the planet, sprinkling connectivity down with lasers.
Space lasers. Okay, hold on. Now, that just sounds like something straight out of Star Wars.
I know, right?
But it's not just a cool name, is it? These things are the reason we're even talking about having lag-free connections in the middle of the ocean.
You got it. See, traditional satellite internet has always had this problem called latency, that annoying delay that makes everything take forever.
That's the worst.
Right. Like video calls turn into stop-motion animation, online gaming feels like you're playing in slow motion.
You're speaking my language.
But these LEOs are much closer to Earth, and those laser links between them, they create a super highway for data. Like imagine the difference between sending a message by carrier pigeon versus sending it through like a fiber optic cable.
Okay, yeah, that's a big difference. So what you're saying is smoother streaming, clearer video calls. Even in the middle of the ocean, it all sounds pretty incredible, but it can't be all smooth sailing, right? We're talking about thousands of satellites, space lasers. I mean, there have got to be some speed bumps along the way.
You're absolutely right. It's not as simple as just launching a bunch of metal into space and yelling, get to work. Yeah. One of the biggest hurdles is all the regulations. Space is getting crowded, and we have to be careful about things like space debris. We don't want to create a Wall-E situation up there. Plus, there are concerns about interfering with the networks we already have. Even astronomers are worried about these constellations messing with their observations.
Wow. So it's like we're in the middle of a new space race.
Yeah.
But this time, it's about who can build the fastest, most reliable internet network in the sky, not just plant a flag on the moon.
Exactly.
And speaking of hurdles, I read that SpaceX has only secured a license to beta test their maritime internet on 10 ships. 10.
Yeah.
Out of, what, all the ships in the world?
Well, that limited license really shows you how much scrutiny there is around this technology. All eyes are on Starlink, and they have a lot to prove. They need to show that they can deliver on their promises while also navigating these like regulatory minefields. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, right? And the thing is, Starlink might be getting all the attention, but they're not the only ones in the game.
Right. Like, Elon Musk didn't invent space.
Definitely not.
We've got those big players like, what are they, Viasat and...
Inmarsat.
Inmarsat, right. And they're not just going to sit back and watch, are they?
No way. They've got their own game plan. Viasat, they're all about that high-speed internet. They want it fast, fast, fast. And Inmarsat, they're known for that global coverage, especially when it comes to ships. They've been the go-to for years.
And didn't I read that they're actually, like, teaming up?
Yeah. If that merger goes through...
Talk about a power couple.
Right?
Yeah.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, combining that need for speed with global reach. Watch out.
It's like that story, The Tortoise and the Hare.
Yeah.
But with, you know, satellites and lasers.
Right.
Starlink's the hare. All about disrupting things with that whole LEO approach.
Yeah.
And Viasat and Inmarsat are like, hold my beer.
I love that.
They're going to use all that experience and all that infrastructure they already have.
And you know, it's interesting. They're going after different types of customers, too. Starlink wants it all. People at home, ships at sea. But Viasat and Inmarsat, they're laser focused on those niche markets. Ships, planes, that kind of thing.
So at the end of the day, it's about who can offer the fastest speeds at the lowest price.
Right. Well, not always. Remember that quote from that maritime tech CEO we were talking about? They said it's not about being the cheapest, it's about that low latency, remember?
Oh, right.
That's a really important point. Different technologies have different strengths. Sometimes speed isn't everything.
Okay, so you're saying some people might actually be fine with a slightly slower connection if it saves them some cash. Even if it means like a little bit of lag.
Exactly.
I mean, I hate lag, but I hate spending money even more.
You and me both. But seriously, for a lot of things, a slightly slower connection might not even be noticeable. Browsing the web, emails, even streaming.
Yeah, that's true. But what about stuff where like every millisecond matters? Like what then?
Right. For things like, say, financial trading or even remote surgery, then that low latency is super important.
Yeah, you don't want to lag in the middle of surgery.
Exactly. And that's where something like Starlink's technology could be a real game changer.
So it sounds like there's not going to be one winner for everyone. It depends on what you need and, of course, how much you can spend. This is really making me think about the future. Like, what if you could work from your yacht, with a good internet connection, or people who live in the middle of nowhere could finally get online? It really makes you think about all the possibilities, right? And it's not just about us, getting a better Instagram feed while we're out on a boat.
Definitely not.
Remember that quote we talked about? About, this tech changing the whole industry by opening up IoT, that whole Internet of Things thing. I mean, it always sounded kind of vague to me.
Yeah.
But now, it's actually kind of exciting.
Right. It's not just about you and me getting better Wi-Fi. It's about, connecting everything around us. Ships, cargo planes, even those big shipping containers, they could all be sending data about, where they are, how fast they're going, even if the cargo's okay.
Okay, so, my captain could tell me exactly when that crate of imported olive oil is going to get to my yacht.
Exactly, but it's way bigger than that. Think about, how much more efficient everything could be. Global supply chains, knowing where everything is in real time, reducing waste.
Wow, okay. That's pretty amazing.
We could have remote sensors monitoring crops, telling us when they need water, or even predicting when equipment's going to break down before it even happens.
Now that's what I'm talking about. So, taking that whole smart home thing.
Yeah.
And, applying it to, everything.
Right.
It's not just about convenience anymore. It's about being more sustainable, safer.
And connecting people who haven't been connected before.
Right.
It could change everything.
So we're talking about potentially changing the world.
Yeah.
And it all started with people just wanting to get a decent internet connection on their yacht. It's kind of funny when you think about it.
It is. It shows you that sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from just trying to solve those everyday problems.
Wouldn't it be nice if, and then suddenly, boom, revolution.
Totally.
So to all our listeners out there, next time you're watching a video and it freezes, don't get frustrated. You never know. That could be the inspiration for the next big thing. Maybe someday we'll all look back and laugh about the time when, you couldn't even make a phone call from the middle of the ocean.
Or, beam yourself to work.
Now that's a future I can get behind. Well, this has been an amazing deep dive. Thanks for joining me.
It's been fun.
And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and, keep looking up. Because the future of, everything is up there in space.